Yeah, yeah, man, this is crazy. Just wanted to share this. You may not be aware that you could do this with Private Content Wizard already, um, but you know how in the DIY module, when you're wanting to generate samples for your workflows, for those of you who are not actually aware of what this is, the idea with the DIY module is that you can create different structures for your outlines, headlines, intro, body, content, conclusions, and bullets, and use the samples as templates that then writes different types of articles. So, which means you can create any structure of article imaginable. Um, so I'm just kind of prepping the process of creating a sales page like was requested, and an FAQ page has been requested by some of the members in the group. Um, but I wanted to show you this because sometimes one of the things you may find is that as you try to create your samples, it can be a bit tiresome to generate the samples. But what you may not realize is that you can actually get Private Content Wizard to generate the samples for you. And the way you do this is using the chat module. And the thing with the chat module is the chat module could become any sort of AI tool you actually want it to be. So in this case, all I just wanted to do is to generate a sample introduction following a format that I've given it already. I'll show you the prompt that I've placed here. So the idea is you place a prompt in the custom instruction section, the system instruction or user instruction, and then ChatGPT, Private Content Wizard, we use those instructions for creating your template sample. So let's say we want to create introduction sample for peeing too much at night. Um, so because of the custom instructions I've given it, it uses this exact format, which is what I need to plug in into my where is it? My introduction module. So that could be now one sample that I can use. Copy that out. It's in my notepad. And then I would usually say to get the best out of the DIY module, you create at least 3 samples. So we could just clear that. The reason why clearing is that we don't want Private Content Wizard to think it needs to include any ideas before that is written here in the next sample. So we clear, so it starts in fresh. Best powder for English skin. And you may notice that sometimes um, it doesn't follow the instruction exactly because it's missing some of the square brackets which you can easily add. Okay. Let's get one more sample. Clear. Um, how to make beats in MIDI. So one of the things that I would usually suggest is that when you are making your samples, it's best to make samples that are very varied, and not necessarily. Okay, this didn't follow exactly what we wanted. Let's clear that again and try again. Okay, that's the. Okay. I mean, the sections are there. We just need to add the starting question, because there's a starting question here. Okay, let's try again actually. See if it will do. Just trying to reinforce the square brackets maybe. Okay, so now it's using the square brackets. Okay, so like you can see, what I did is sometimes the LLM may just be a little bit stubborn, so I've reinforced it by saying remember to use square brackets. So it's added the square brackets into this whole thing. Okay, so we got our examples. We just need to do a little bit of cleanup. And why do we need cleanup? Because we want these samples to match. Because if the samples don't match fully, there are gonna be problems. Yeah. So let's do let's do that. At least what's happening here is that you've got a very fast way of getting your samples. You don't have to work too hard to produce samples. Again, they're trying to make sure everything is the same. Starting question, starting question. It says introduce desires, introduce desires, obstacles, agitate pain. We've got obstacles, and then agitate pain. And then how will this article help? So all we're just wanting is to make sure that all the samples that we are producing have all the labels correct, because that's like instructing the AI to expect to have this at that particular spot of the introduction. Okay, so got that. Um, how this article help? Yep, how this article help? Okay, and then we get the end of introduction. Ready, let's dive in. That's missing at the top there. We just copy that bit there, and it's at that top there. Okay, that's now the third example. So this the third example needs to have the headline. Again, if you don't match things, you're going to have the AI just give you um, inconsistent writing. So we've got the keyword headline intro, starting question, introduce desires, agitate pain, obstacles. Just this. Okay. So So it's obstacles and agitate pain. So we introduce desire. Uh, let's deal with that. Obstacles agitate pain. How this article will help. And I believe this ending is a bit too long. Let's start from, let's just make it this one. I'll just change this a little bit. Really, all we're just trying to do is edit to make sure the examples, the samples that we have are effective, and then we'll copy that. So we got our 3 samples. Now, as per the videos I've done, introduction to the DIY that I've done, we need a few more things. You need at the very top the system instruction, which just tells the AI that for this particular module, it's acting as a introduction writer. Now remember, for each of the samples, you need the 3 hashtags, and then you put that in. And before the final one, we need to have this added info. Now, understanding the added info, this is where you get to give your AI additional instruction. Maybe you want it to copy the exact tone of language that you're using in your samples, or maybe you want it to write like a professor, or write like a middle-aged English medieval writer or something like that. Okay, this is where you get to instruct the AI to try to follow exactly the way you want the writing to sound, right? Cool. So that's how we would generate a sample using Private Content Wizard's chat module. And if you would like me to provide you with the prompt in here, just maybe you can respond. You can mention that in the comments, or maybe even in the group in Facebook, or reach out to me if you would like to have this particular prompt. Okay, so that's it. I'm wishing you all best in your writing efforts. Bye.